Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner with Coach Kiki and Coach Kim. We are here today with a very special guest, our very first Coach's Corner guest. We had to bring in this particular person. We couldn't do it without her being our very special guest. So we're going to go ahead and let Coach Kim introduce herself, and then I'll introduce our guest to you guys. All right?
Yes.
Coach Kim.
So, hey, Kim, what's going on, girl?
What's up?
I am Coach Kim, aka Butterfly of Butterfly Thoughts. I'm an empowerment coach, motivational speaker, and an author of amazing journals that will get your life together.
All right. And y'all already know I'm Coach Kiki, certified mindset and personal growth coach of Push Life Coaching. Also the host of Kicking It with Kiki podcast, Life, Love, and all that other shit. But today, it ain't about us. It's about this woman I'm about to tell y'all about. This is the Panther Ink Graphx, the coach of all coaches. And we're going to talk about, you know how Denzel Washington on Training Day said, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. All them other coaches ain't got nothing on me. For real. Vee, welcome. Thank you for being our very first guest coach today on the Coach's Corner. How you doing, sis?
Thank you so much. That was the intro I was not expecting today.
Listen, let me tell you, when you surround yourself with the best, you gotta represent for that best.
I appreciate y'all so much. Listen, you already know I'm gonna say, what's up, my people? It's your girl Vee with Panther Ink Graphx. I'm your favorite coach's favorite coach. I'll go ahead and just pop the collar on that one.
Look, you need to go ahead and put that on the t-shirt and wear it.
Listen, favorite coach's favorite coach. I am your brand developer. I create lanes for overwhelmed entrepreneurs so they never have to worry about competing in any through brand development and mindset development. I am also a branding coach for my beautiful BBA Cubs Brand Builder Academy. Stand up. That's who I am. That's what we do.
Listen, I love it. So welcome. Thank you for joining us again. Listen, we just gonna get into it. Them other coaches ain't got nothing on me. Like, for real. Like, we met online. I don't even know how we connected, but we just did. I think we're the rich auntie. You came on and talked one night about your business. I was like, oh, let me start with this person. And here we go. Like my sis for life, for real.
For real.
For real.
How did we meet? Lord have mercy.
Oh, girl.
Back in through Ash Cash, through Amaya.
Yep.
Then CJ, and then no other than me. Like, it was always love from the very first start. And I have to pay homage to Ash, because had I not gone, like, look at what Ash was doing, me and Ash, I always say, I know Ash from school. So, if it wasn't for that, me knowing him from school, and let me just see what he got going on. He never met this beautiful soul.
Yes, listen, we got the earth signs in the house today.
Like, this is my coach. This is my mentor, my sister, my everything. She took me to higher heights. So I just love this lady right here.
Okay, so before we even get into picking Vee's brain about being a coach and everything, Kimmy, she is your coach.
She sure is.
Tell the people, like, how is it being under her coachage? Is that a word?
It is now. It's just so amazing to get her energy and to help boost who you are and bring out the things that's inside of you already. Sure, like, I never knew that I would have been an author. If it wasn't for Vee, I wouldn't have been an author, because I wouldn't know where to start.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she was just like, oh, yeah, we can do this. Yeah. So it is always amazing. Like, right now, I got stuff in the thing like, I'm waiting for your approval, miss. Can I have it, please? So that I can continue with my stuff. But I have to have everything approved by her, because I know once it's approved by her, it's a go.
Yes, it's solid, like, for real.
That's it.
And that's one of the things that I love about Vee. as a coach and as a sis, she always have your best interest at heart. Like
Absolutely.
she want to make sure that, you know what, you better than that. So we're gonna raise the bar. You're not gonna settle for
Absolutely.
mediocrity around here. We
And she will
don't do
pull
that.
everything out of you, no
Absolutely.
matter
So
what.
so V, how did you know that you wanted to get into that coaching space?
Oh, that's a great question. Kiki, I always say I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely never thought I'd be a coach. I went to school for graphic design. I graduated 2007 in digital communications. I started foot first in Houston, in these streets, no car, no family, no friends, hitting door to door. And I would just tell people, here's my portfolio. This is what I could do for your business. I would sit at Starbucks with a Kinko's business card and a laptop. And honestly, on the cool, this is before I even had clients, I'd just be on my laptop trying to refine things in my portfolio. But I knew then, before I was even educated on positioning yourself to be discovered, I knew just from hustle mindset, position yourself. Starbucks is where people attract to business, right? Sat there with those cards and that laptop open, and sure enough, people would check out, get their coffee, and say, "Hey, what do you do?" We exchanging cards. So that's where it really started as far as a graphic designer. And then when it started building and building and building, I ended up in corporate space as a graphic designer on their marketing teams usually, and in oil and gas. And then I became a trainer. So I always had teaching capability, but I never knew that this would be in my future to coach anybody, to be anybody's coach. So moving forward, COVID-19 hit. That took my job. So the second time I lost job in the corporate space, I said, it's not going to happen again. So I got under a 6-figure marketing coach. He developed me to understand Instagram. And once I really got the foundation, the fundamentals, and I saw that I actually had something, when I started going live, that's really where it started. Me being fully transparent and being myself is what drew people. And they're like, I need you around. And I'm like, oh God, what is happening? And then slowly but surely, people are like, it started with the clarity calls. I'll say that people would get on calls with me. And because they got more than what they expected on the call, then they would say, well, do I need to book another call? How do I keep in touch? How do I follow up to make sure I'm on the right track? And that's where the coaching program, Brand Builders Academy, was birthed, because I had too many people coming in consistently saying, I need to book another call. And I'm like, I don't want to keep taking these people $37 every time they got a question.
Hey, listen, that you was giving them something of value, so they wanted more.
That's it.
Right. That's how it started. So now we here.
Listen, hey,
and I
started
still
from
do
the bottom, but not look at us now.
Yeah, you do. And Kimmy, the funny thing is, you're not the only one. People that are in brand builders still book clarity calls. And it's just like, okay, so now I'm working on gearing it up to splitting it even more and dropping, like, I'm going to drop in on masterminds now in the Facebook group. Like, different things are changing for 2024. So they'll have even more access. So it's growing. It's crazy.
Listen, and it's gonna be an amazing ride. It's already, you already seen the elevation. You are amazing at what you do. Absolutely. And so I want to, you touched on something. You say you got under a coach or a marketing coach to learn the fundamentals and learn Instagram and things like that. So how important is it to invest in yourself? Because people always want something for free. So let's get into that. How important is it to invest in yourself?
Investing in yourself is everything. Honestly, I always teach, if you feel like you're going to get everything for free you need, that's exactly the type of client you're going to draw. So when you think everything's supposed to be free, you'll never make a bag in your business, because you attract who you are. So that's one thing. And then being teachable is a primary indicator of success, primary indicator of a leader. Leaders have to know that at some point you have to serve, you have to follow. So you need to be teachable. You need a coach in every aspect to know and understand where you're going, so that you can avoid unnecessary pitfalls or get direction. Sometimes they also give you access to their network that you wouldn't have had access to. So it's so many different things you get from having coaching or mentorship. And then some people don't even know the difference in that. A coach It's supposed to look at what you already have, and then we create a strategy around that. Where is it broken? Run this play like this. A mentor is someone that guides you step by step. Okay, we're going to grow, we're going to develop, and let's go at this thing together. So that's why when people say mentor or coach is either one, because I do, depending on what I see you have, and it's customized depending on where you are. So coaching is important in so many different ways, but when you pay, you definitely pay attention. And when you put that in yourself, that's exactly what you're going to get back. People willing to invest in themselves. So it's important.
Yeah, and it shows that you take yourself seriously, because if you're trying to attract that client, they ain't trying to give you their money if they see that you playing around and you don't take it serious. You know, you show up every now and then you might be mad at your husband or your boyfriend one day, and you ranting and raving on social media, not realizing that your business is attached to that. And once it's out there, because we have this thing called screen record, right? So even if you take it down, it's still there.
It's still there.
So let's talk about how important is it to present yourself as you want people to see you as your coach, mentor, or whatever. But we're talking about coaching, but talk about how you want to position yourself to present yourself in that aspect.
EK, you getting some real raw stuff today. This is stuff we need to talk about.
Listen, I ain't wrote down none of these questions. How about that? Thank you, God.
These are some of the primary things I love discussing. It's so vital to the detriment of your success or failure. When it comes to you putting yourself out there, I'll use myself as an example. When I first started going live, and I always tell this either on lives or NBBA, I was just this ratchet, tore up from the floor up.
Bonnet on.
Yes.
Shout out to Boss in a bonnet.
In a bonnet.
Okay. But when I was giving my raw self, and I'll call that the lower frequency, okay?
Right.
Attracted that. So guess what happens to your business when you're not presenting yourself? I say dress how you want to be addressed, okay?
Yeah.
Positioning yourself to attract lower frequency by putting all the other reckless stuff out there, you become entertainment. So you become the circus that they're tuning into. But when it's time to convert that to a sale, good luck with that. That's where I had to stay stuck. I couldn't make bundles to where people were attracted to buy, because I'm attracting the frequency I'm on. So
right.
About that, how can I sell a $2,000, $3,000 high ticket 5K package to people that are on low frequency and they still living paycheck to paycheck? They may still be on food stamps, all this and that and the third, which is fine. But you cannot think that person is going to be able to afford your services if you're trying to replace your salary with your entrepreneurship. Right. So I always say, dress how you want to be addressed. I had to take it from the porch into my house. I had to buy a little lighter too. I had to start cleaning up how I deliver my message. And I had to be with the value that actually pays my bills. So
Absolutely.
Matters how you position your brand, and you are the brand. People don't get that. They think I'm gonna put a product or a service out there and just promote that. But the way you speak, your cadence, how you carry yourself, and just like you said, everybody got a camera out now. So even if it's not on your camera, somebody else could be posting you if you out in the streets acting a fool.
Acting the fool.
Foolish. And it only takes one. It only takes one bad testimonial. It only takes one bad video clip that goes viral. So,
and the shenanigans is what goes crazy.
Exactly. Because everybody wants the dirt. Everybody wants the mess. So position yourself to win. And that means, become the person you need to be in order to be successful. You don't want to stay where you are. You always want to grow. You always want to really curate and cultivate a new you. But when you look at 6-figure, 7-figure, you're not going to be there at low frequency. So you got to address yourself in a way to where you see the 6-figure and 7-figure earner you. And then you want to start researching and developing, how do I become him or her? So that's important. The question you asked is so important. It's vital to me, and I saw a big change. Literally, I went from selling $97 this and $197 that to, and then people needed payment plans on $97 services. Okay, going to $19.97 as my minimum package. So it speaks for itself.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I'm a firm believer that,
Absolutely.
you know, you have to take yourself seriously. You have to show up as your best self. And my mama was always the one to say, you be careful how you leave the house because you don't know who you gonna meet when you get outside.
Yeah.
So
That part.
be your best. I know we don't always have the good days and we sometimes operate on a low frequency, like you say. But when it's your business, you have to push through it. You have to say, you know what, I'm gonna give myself grace, but I'm gonna go ahead and let my hair down and put on some lipstick or some lip gloss, show up on these in these social media streets and get this coin. Because when I started investing in, you know, my coaching business and in myself more by spending money for, you know, getting different coaches and things like that, everything changed for me. And I felt isolated because some of the people that I thought was rocking with me kind of like, oh, you think you're better than somebody? No, I don't. I just move different because I'm elevating and you're comfortable but being where you are. But God set me apart. He ain't me. I wasn't put here to be mediocre.
Yeah, that part.
And so I'm not going to settle in that because it's comfortable for you. So, and I know I'm asking all the questions, Kim, you got some questions you want to answer, but I want to ask Vee this question. How would you tell a listener who may feel like they have to bring everybody with them just because they have history with that person? What would you tell them when it comes to like elevating their brand, their business as Coach Vee? Take your time on it. I listen.
Because we talk about this. We
put Vee in the hot seat. We put Vee in the hot seat.
We talking about this. So I already know.
Like fiction cap for real.
I scratch my head because what I'm trying to do is not cut up. Okay.
Listen, look, you free to be you.
Free to cut up, girl. Let's go.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna go with personal experience. Just like he just hit on a little bit, people start feeling like you get beside yourself the moment you start growing, right? So you have to ask yourself, if you know God planted a seed in you, you need to nurture and flourish in order to arrive to your destination, your purpose, whatever you want to call that. He never said that your destiny was a round table meeting. He never said your destiny had to get approved by voters, okay? He has the only and final say. So when you start feeling things, I always talk about trauma bonds. I always talk about how we will dim our light to appease people's insecurities. A lot of people that we are attached to, again, going to low frequency, they good with you while they still feel like you're struggling with them. But the moment you start to break outside of their box, you will discover that fake love. Oh. You will discover those backstabbers. You will discover the naysayers saying what you can't do and what you ain't capable of, and you don't have a network for that, and you too loud for that, or you too quiet for that, you too big, you too skinny, you too whatever. Those people and say, you got a lot to say, but what was the last thing you ran besides your mouth?
Oh, you want to talk? Let me stop.
You want to run your mouth. Right. So many people out here got a lot to say about what you're doing. But then when you fact check what they got going on, you'll see why they the naysayer. They're going to lose you because they need to suck you dry. Right. They scared that they're going to lose you because they depend on you to thrive. Some people hold on to your coattail because they know you are the only inkling in their life to getting closer to God or building success. They don't know how to get themselves out their own mess, and you got to be okay with that. So I would say that handling that, you want to take your emotions out of it and look at the evidence. And that shout out
that part.
That in his book, You Owe You. He talked about when he talks about these emotional triggers he would have because of what he went through when he was homeless. So the least little inclination where he felt like people were going against him and talking about him, he getting his feelings and he retract. And I could totally relate. I retract. Me too. I feel like something going on. I'm over here. But when I'm over here, the horns come up. My target is on you. And I'm looking at every move you making. And then I come to my conclusion based on the evidence.
Right.
So We got to know who going with us based on the evidence. Who's rocking with you? Who loyal? Who praying for you? Who's pouring into you? When it comes to the people that's trying to suck you dry, y'all already know how I cut up on live. I'll call you out on live and let you know. I'll let you know. I will block you in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I will block you and still love you. But everybody can't go with you. That is one reason rocket ships have to drop their weight. How can you fly if you still holding weight? So that's what I got to say about that. If you're not growing, because and it's the other thing, you should never be the smartest one in your circle.
Hello.
Talk about it.
That's not a compliment. Okay.
At all.
That's everybody.
Hello.
And shout out to Neo on this one. So again, getting in the room. I wouldn't know these things and let it resonate going into nurturing your seed. I read books every day. I get in the room with the profound people that I want to either do business with or be just like them. So said that when you are the smartest one in your circle becomes your cage.
That's it.
Why trap yourself? And when you think about your life, and you look over your life, you ain't tired of being in the cage. You've been in the cage long enough.
Hello.
It's time to get out of the cage, y'all. Did y'all hear that? If you're the smartest person in your circle has become your cage. Those people need you. And they're leeching. We have leech mentalities. They will suck you dry if you allow them to. And if you want more for them than they want for themselves, what the hell? I mean, what you even doing there? You can't want more for them than what they want for themselves.
That's it.
Like,
you can't. Again, this brings me back to what I said on our last show. You cannot want more for someone else than you even want for yourself. Period. You have to pour that energy into yourself, and then take that energy, the overflow of that energy to pour into others.
Right. And be leery of these people that's always wanting something for free.
Man, that thing annoys me as all heck get up.
As long as you're giving it to them, they're gonna keep showing up, keep taking. So at some point
they
you
start
have to realize,
dropping by the wayside when they realize that they gotta pay for something.
I realized that, y'all, a while ago when I started putting a price on stuff, because I am free-hearted with information, because I feel like if I research it and I can keep somebody else from going through it, I'll give it. But at some point I had to realize that these same people asking the same question, which means that you ain't doing my bullshitting for real. Because if you asking me the same question, what are you doing? Like, you don't remember we just had the same conversation like 2 months ago?
That's right. They'll do it.
So as a coach, how do you implement that tough love?
Oh, it comes natural.
Block.
Natural. My thing is this: be true to you. When it comes to the point, I'll tell you my journey on the last 3 years of social media. See, I was just like you, Kiki, and I noticed me and you we started shifting around the same time. How we were so giving and put ourselves out there, and then we always ready to support everybody else on their lives. We spent more time supporting people on their life. Kimmy will pop in and support. You see, we all circulating everybody else life. The hours that it takes. To support, just to let people know you support them. But as soon as you put a price tag on something, they the last ones to show up.
Or even and when you put your live button on, it's crickets.
They're never exactly. So when it comes to that, what I had to start doing is putting it in my content, who I am and what you're not gonna do. So building boundaries, period. Because it got to the point where people, because something about this social media thing, because you're so free-hearted, of course they see that light, they draw to it. But when you are that girl next door appeal and it feel like they know you, people really think they know you. And they really think that they could get so comfortable with you. I started getting people calling my phone through Instagram 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, stuff like that. So when it would start, or I had certain people, I could be petty right now, but I ain't gonna say that. But certain people would think I couldn't pick up on the fact that every time they showed up in my DMs, they would give an excuse as to why they haven't booked a call yet, but then they'll ask questions.
Every
time you pull up, you got a question. And I'm like, you see, I got brand builders. You see, I have a clarity call. You have an explanation as to why you're not booking a call.
Yep.
But yet when I go onto your live, you got your Cash App there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You got this going on. And then it really kills me, the ones that will lean on me for advice, or they'll see what I'm doing and try to mimic what I'm doing. And it kills me how 1 minute you was doing something totally different. Now all of a sudden you a coach.
Talk about it.
Doing something totally different. With content branding. So making it to me. So I just started coming on live and being very transparent. I see you for who you are. I know what time it is. And then I get very descriptive. And that's where, if you can't say amen, say ouch came from.
Yep.
So descriptive, you're going to know exactly who I'm talking to. And then get it how you live. I'm from Louisiana. Okay. We already know whatever come up, come out. So take it how you want to, get it how you live. I have very, very clear boundaries now. And I had to reiterate the fact, because some people, they also get in their feelings. And I get that people feel like, okay, V, we started out building this relationship and you were more accessible at one point and all this, but we have to understand, as I grow, that means it's more people I got to cater to. I don't have that much time anymore.
Exactly.
And that, because when you grow, you're going to get to the point, you're going to hear me saying and be like, you know what, V warned me about this.
Yep.
And I have to curate and respond to messages, and then I have the text and the DMs, and then you got your own personal groups, and you got to respond to all this stuff. And it's like, I don't have that much availability, especially when I'm looking at my child putting himself to sleep or having to figure out how to feed himself a snack. That really tears a mother up when you can't work to your child because you're giving so much to social media. So it comes from building boundaries and making balance in your life for yourself, because social media will really drain you to where you don't even enjoy the experience anymore.
I'm right there, y'all. I'm right there, because I would show up faithfully for the last couple of years. I was showing up every Monday night, 8:00, kicking it with Kiki, and not only on Monday nights, I was in other folks' lives showing up faithfully. And when I got to the point where I had to say, hey, I'm not going to be able to be there because I need to pour into myself, people get offended. And I feel like, okay, what the hell are you getting offended for? If I tell you I can't show up because I'm pouring into myself, you would rather me have a nervous breakdown on your live so you can have something to talk about.
Then when it's all done, they're not going to be there to pick you back up or pour in.
That's it.
Not at all.
It's really selfishly deplete you. And when you are over with, it's no different than the NFL. They'll use tear that tendon until you have that concussion. And now who is there to help you after the lights go off? So you really want to pay attention to that. And when they get besides themselves, hey, the rotten fruit gonna fall.
Oh yeah.
And that's point blank period. So
and you seen how they fall.
Yeah, so I can keep flourishing and growing, and I can produce and nurture for the people that's still hanging on for the right reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not our job to nurture rotten fruit.
Oh no, not because everything gonna end up being rotten.
Yeah, just fall off. Go ahead, fall off. That's fine.
I mean, we've all heard the saying, one bad apple spoils the bag or spoils the bunch.
Exactly. I don't need no bad apple.
I mean, it won't if you throw it out. Like, throw that apple out of them.
Right. And that's the thing.
And throw you. Let me help you.
See, and I used to didn't care. And I would like be in your live, request to go live with you and read you and not care who saw and didn't care what I say. But I had to realize you're a business person. You're grown as hell. And people ain't paying your bills. If you don't show up, they still gonna either go live, they're gonna have somebody take your place, and you're gonna be looking crazy. So we have at some point we just have to realize that we're all in this thing trying to build.
That's it.
Not everybody is supposed to build with you. And then hold on to those people that are showing themselves friendly and don't have malicious intent.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm gonna change it up just a tad.
Okay.
So of course, you're a businesswoman, you're a mom, you have so many different hats. How do you when do you take that break for yourself? Because I've been talking about it lately. When do you know to take that break for yourself?
That was a great question because I was going to ask you that.
Am.
Look, you know, a great question. I'm not going to say I'm the best at it as far as taking breaks. And I think it has a lot to do with my drive and my I say I have a little ADHD. Okay. I really get fixated. I get zoned in, and because I'm in such a routine, and I consider myself to be pretty disciplined when it comes to, I need to beat myself from yesterday. I need to do better than what I did last year. I'm always challenging me.
Yeah, me too.
In that cipher of every day I'm at this computer, every day I'm reading a book, every day I'm trying to figure out how to make this better. But I'll say when I start getting overwhelmed, because I have also tap danced with the devil and depression, he's a part of that. So when you start feeling yourself, not feeling yourself, that's when I finally decide to take back. And I do little small things because, again, like you said, not only single mother, but to a special needs child. That's a whole nother level to it.
Right.
When it comes to the attentiveness that I have to give him, and when it comes to autism being on the spectrum, it's almost like throwing the spaghetti on the wall trying to see. You got to try different things until you figure out what works. So it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of trying to communicate to understand what stimulates him, what is he interested in, how can I get him to vocalize different things. And especially even with the school system, you have to advocate for these kids, protect the child. So I have to do a lot of research for different stuff, right? So when I feel myself getting overwhelmed to the point where I see signs of depression sneaking in, I do small things. Like Kiki said earlier, get your nails done. I'll do an at-home facial. I have the little spa tub for my feet. I might put my feet in there and read a book on the porch. That kind of stuff. I love sunsets. I love to hear the birds chirp when the sun is setting. So I try to catch those moments. Step outside. Vitamin D helps to reset you in a lot of ways. I'll drink certain teas to try to calm me down, give me a good relaxing feeling. On the weekend, sometimes when he is with his father, I might binge watch a show and just say, you know what, I'm gonna force myself not to get on that computer because I am so committed. I'm always working. So I love that question because especially entrepreneurs that are trying to figure it out, entrepreneur, they don't have balance in that. And one thing Golden said, you're not going to have balance at the same time of having, how did he say it? Like the focus or the success. You got to have one with the other. Balance is going to be off when you're trying to focus on growing that business. Okay, so don't grieve it or have a pity party with yourself because, like I said earlier, him putting himself to sleep when he was younger, I used to get so upset with myself. But when you are trying to build a business, sometimes balance has to fall off. But just catch up with that and sometimes say, okay, now it's time for a family vacation. Now it's time for me to even just I do things small, like light a candle that I love. I have a little hand scrub scent from Bath and Body Works that I love. Simple stuff. If I get stressed or maybe I'm having a rough day and I'm starting to feel not motivated, I go through crying spells sometimes when I'm just like, I don't want to click a live button. It's okay not to go live a day or two. Okay. It's okay to not feel the stress of this stuff. You're human. And when you're building a business and you haven't gotten to the point to leverage where you have a team, you got to give yourself grace. So when I feel myself getting out of the excitement about being an entrepreneur, or when I feel my brain getting foggy and I'm not clear on the avenue or the direction I'm taking, I use things like my planner. It stays. If I need to go back to the drawing board, I use things like my whiteboard. If I start brain dumping and it's too much going on, I have to write that thing down and I need to start back at square one. What is the end goal for this? Don't overwhelm yourself. We try to attack the elephant all at once instead of getting bite-sized pieces and just giving to those bite-sized pieces. So that's something I also had to start practicing. As creators, we have 1,000 good ideas, but we cannot attack all of that at one time. So you want to practices for yourself. So you can keep that balance and especially not fall into anxiety or depression. So being in gratitude helps to keep me consistent. Okay, staying in the moment, knowing lights on, bills paid, even if a bill behind, things still operate and function and got gas in the car, the kid is healthy. I got things to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
So let me get down to the simple things in life and know that they do have a place. That's the balance in it all. So that's it. That was a great question.
Yes, it was. And that resonated with me because I didn't realize how much I was going and trying to show up for everybody and be supportive and all that until an anxiety attack like pushed me up against a wall and I didn't know what it was. I felt like I was about to have a heart attack.
Me too. Yeah.
And your body was like, sit your ass down somewhere. And here I was laid up in the bed. And I told my husband, he was like, nah, you just need to calm down. You're doing too much.
Yeah.
And so you just have to realize that when your mind and your body are not on speaking terms, it's some chaos somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yep.
And we just have to, like you said, I like to binge watch on Netflix. And sometimes I was like, I'm not doing nothing today. I'm not getting on Canva. I'm not doing nothing because I'm always creating too. So I love that. I love your answer. I love that.
Adding to that too, I need people to also have grace when it comes to your spouses and your family, because sometimes are your drainers. Those are the ones that cause the most distraction and will deplete you. So on your binge watch, look at all of her shopping behind. She feeling it on shutting her bones.
Coming in a Hyundai.
That phone on silent and give yourself time to not be connected to this stuff.
Yes.
And it's amazing how the enemy will get real busy when he see you getting smart about life and you really are about preserving yourself. That's when he'll start making the phone ring extra and everybody knocking on the door and it's all kinds of stuff. Honey, I've had it to where my neighbors see me in the house and I'm not getting up. It's not your time. It's not your season. I am not available. And I don't owe you any explanation. When I come out of my self-time, I'll get back to you. Because what would you do if I didn't exist? So do that.
Right.
Oh, that's a lot. And one of my oldest friends, man, she's a Capricorn like me, us earth signs. Shout out to the earth signs. Hey. She and I, we laughed about this yesterday because I called just to check in because we hadn't talked in a couple of weeks. But she was like, I try to tell people Kiki is a different type of person. I done showed up at your house. You done looked at me through the window and said, not today. And I couldn't do nothing but, all right. I didn't call first, so I couldn't be mad. She said, I just got in my car, drove off, and I waited on you to call and say, hey, let's go get something to eat, or hey, you could come over now. She said, I didn't take offense to it because I know that you always try to give to everybody and wouldn't take the time for myself. And now I'm like, just like you said, who is going to show up if I'm not here?
Right.
So
do that.
That's it.
You figure it out.
Right. Right. Yep.
We are all adults. Just like I have to figure out my way, you got to figure it out sometimes. And honestly, disabling people, how are you doing them the real service if you disabling them from figuring out their own stuff? Sometimes, like I can't be your rescue all the time. I got my own stuff. And it's funny because a lot of people that's looking to get rescued, they are much better off than you.
Right. I think a lot of people that do that, they just want attention. They ain't ready for no change. They just want some attention. As long as you keep showing up and being in that pity party with them, they're going to continue to do that because they don't want to take that self-accountability and figure out what it's me. It's not always them. It's me.
That's it.
Yes.
It is so funny you say that because it's just so many times I've seen it happen. You know, my 9 to 5. And I just like, y'all really doing this right now? I was like, I can't with y'all. And I have to pull myself away from it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to for your sanity.
For your own sanity. And it's actually happening right now with work because I just got a temporary position of being a supervisor.
You know what's this? When God is about to elevate you, he takes you out of it. Change happens. That was out of the norm. So I'm
about 2 seconds away
from
telling them that they could keep that
Don't be surprised. I mean, why would you do that though? If they saw it, if they saw that in you to do it.
It happens, but the thing is with my job, it happens by default in a sense. It's not according to your credentials or what they see in you. It's like, okay, nobody else wants the position. All right, if Neptune wants it, she can have it. That type of situation, right?
But God put you there though, regardless if it was by default or not. Say ouch. Go ahead and say ouch.
No.
Lord, help her today, Lord.
She can't even say nothing because I'm like, if God put you there for a reason.
You right. However.
No, ain't no however.
No. It is always a however.
No. You just have to do what you need to do in that moment.
Y'all. See, this is what
I'm like, y'all know, we ain't making excuses over here. We deal with no excuses for real.
Standing ground with the earth signs. Standing ground. Look, and I feel like the middle child, because the middle child used to just sit back and be like,
And it's funny because it between us three, you are the middle child. No, Kimmy is. No, I am. Kim is. Yeah, you the baby. You the baby of the bunch.
Look, the baby be the feisty one, Jesus. Okay. I'm the baby in real life. That's a God.
Oh yeah, my baby sister is the feisty one too.
He's telling you the truth, Kimmy. Because listen, it's the funny thing about God. And we going into something we didn't even know we was about to get into.
Listen.
When it comes to what you ask for, that's why I always say, be careful what you pray for. And be prepared for what you pray for. God will show up to condition you in ways you didn't think it was going to happen. Sometimes that car accident, that miscarriage, that abuse, that hospitalization, that promotion, it shows up in ways where you kicking and screaming like a kid, like, I don't want to be in this mess. But there is always something in the middle of that mess. Remember, I went live the other day and I said, look for the eye in the middle of the storm. Calm place. Seek the eye while he's curating whatever it is, because you in it now. So it's no use in kicking because you said, I'm about to do podcasting. I'm going on YouTube. I'm building this business. And anything you build, it always takes conditioning. If you building the muscles in your body, the workout hurts to get to your goal. The workout always hurts to get to your goal. So you in a position that hurts, but it's to help develop you to be the person you need to be to take on the weight, because podcasting not easy.
Oh no.
I know.
And especially if you're building to get your own community as an entrepreneur, you see how much I fuss as a coach. Are you ready to help people? Because when you take on coaching, that's a different cross.
It is.
You bear a whole heavier cross because now you're accountable for other people.
Right.
So you insight on, do I really want this or no? So be thankful for it. And we still gonna congratulate you in this. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. And then I'm gonna call you on back what you said like a couple of months ago. You were saying how we need change in the job. They treat us any kind of way.
That is true.
Okay, so God putting you in a position of some power to be able to change that.
Well, yeah, I'm letting them know, all right, because I'm not dealing with nonsense.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you spoke it out there.
I sure did.
You did.
I sure did.
I don't want you to feel like you got to deal with no nonsense. But
none of that.
Yeah, and that's the stressful. I won't say stressful, but that's the annoying part of it, right? I get it. Like, y'all need somebody to step in. All right, fine. I can't keep saying, oh, well, this needs to change and that needs to change. And if I ain't going to step up, right? So that's why I said, all right, fine. I'll take it. I'll step up. But y'all not going to do to me what y'all did to everybody else. It's no, we're not doing it. Not for no 50 cent more.
And that's what they need somebody to tell them like that. You know what y'all been doing ain't gonna fly with me. That's right. We about some change and it's gonna happen.
That's right.
Okay.
So watch God blow your mind in the next weeks.
Yo, I feel that too. I feel that too.
She's gonna be hitting us both up, Kiki. Like, you know what happened?
You know what?
Now can I congratulate you?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Right. But this has been a great conversation. This is
Yes,
amazing. I'm
absolutely.
so glad we got V. Like, cause she
I knew
busy,
it was
man.
gonna be that.
She booked and busy and all the things. It's only gonna get better from here. So we just
Yes,
appreciate
ma'am.
you coming to the Coach's Corner to pour into the audience and to the people, to bless us with your presence, your wisdom, your knowledge, and all the things, and plus the dimples, because we see them and we love them.
Appreciate y'all.
But
I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
absolutely.
Yes,
So
thank you, sis, for
we've
coming
talked
through.
about, the other coaches ain't got nothing on V. Like,
Absolutely.
what parting words would you give to the audience about the importance of choosing a coach that's right for you and not just settling for anybody that says that they're a coach? Because that happens. Just because you know somebody does not mean that they're your coach. Shop around, find that perfect fit. So what advice can you tell the listeners?
I would say check the receipts. Okay. Don't rush into the process. Check the receipts. So what I mean by that, look for their social proof. What testimonial can you find? Are they on Google? Do they have any reviews? Look at their website. Look at what they've done for other people first. And then most importantly, align with what God said. I have stepped so many times out of bounds because I rushed into something I thought I knew better than God. And he said, I just made this post last night, ironically, for you to ask this question. God said, how can I bless a business you kept me out of?
Right. Yes, I saw
So
that.
when it comes to that,
and I didn't see that.
Girl, it was my story. I was about to get in the shower and it's like it just went loud. You know how God's voice, it surrounds you. It's in your spirit, but it surrounds you. And when he said that, I was like, God, no, I'm trying to figure out so many things in business, but I didn't take it up with you first because I thought I knew. I knew better. So make sure you pray about it before you click that link or sign up. You want to fact check them for their receipts because a lot of times we see people saying they've done this and done that, but really coach hurt is real. You got coach hurt just like church hurt. I've been through it, and behind the scenes, sometimes it get real ugly. Some of these people showing a real ugly side of themselves, especially because they made them look bad or they got on a little stage and now they out here feeling like they've arrived, not knowing that as quick as you rise is as quick as you can hit the floor.
Okay.
So make sure you just take your time with it. And I would just say again, check the receipts, but put God in your business so he can give you insight and direct you to the right person. Because alignment is real. So when you focus on God first and say, God, I'm missing in this area and I need you to place the right person in my life. You'll be surprised what starts hitting your timeline. You'll be surprised or what little post you see that comes up on your suggested stuff. So I would just say commit to what God say and look for the receipt. I always tell people, and for my entrepreneurs that's already in it and our coaches, keep you an arsenal of receipts. So when people are checking for you and say, well, what have you done? Can I see some of your work? All you can do is pull it out and just say, here, I work with this person. I've done this, I've done that. On both sides to help the coaches and help the people looking for coaches. But keep it real with yourself. And you honestly have to be clear with what your mission is. That's the other part. Don't be out here saying I do Turo and I do Airbnb and I'm a coach and I paint canvases and all this and that and the third. What is your niche down to whatever that why is so that you can align with a coach, because you're not going to find a coach that's going to help you in all of that.
No one wants chaos around them.
Right.
There's chaos.
And then you're confusing the people. Okay, so I don't know what to book you for because you do so much.
Right. That part.
You do a lot of plenty, but you are the master of none.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
but
this
you
was
guys,
amazing.
Yes, it has been amazing. Did you want to say any final words, Kim, before we get out?
Listen, y'all. Just always empower your mind and encourage your soul. That's it.
Absolutely. But you guys have been listening to another episode of Coach's Corner with Coach Kiki, Coach Kim, and Coach Vee. Listen, until next time, remember that the bumps in the road are there to slow us down enough to enjoy the journey. So please enjoy the journey. Give yourself grace. Make sure that you are listening to your mind and your body so that you can live your life more abundantly. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. See y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.